Dear friends, English literature, Introduction to Drama, Oedipus Rex, King Oedipus by Sophocles, summary of the drama. Oedipus in Greek mythology, the king of Thebes who unwittingly killed his father and married his mother. Homer related that Oedipus's wife and mother hanged herself when the truth of their relationship became known, though Oedipus apparently continued to rule at Thebes until his death. In the post-Homeric tradition, most familiar form, Sophocles' Oedipus Rex or Oedipus the king and Oedipus at Colonus, there are notable differences in emphasis and detail. According to one version of the story, Laius, king of Thebes, was warned by an oracle that his son would slay him. Accordingly, when his wife Jocasta, or Iocasta in Homer, Epicasti, bore a son, he had the baby exposed, a form of infanticide, on Cithaeron. Tradition has it that his name, which means swollen foot, was a result of his feet having been pinned together. But modern scholars are skeptical of that etymology. She felt took pity on the infant, who was adopted by King Polybus of Corinth and his wife, and was brought up as their son. In early child manhood, Oedipus visited Delphi, and upon learning that he was fated to kill his father and marry his mother, he resolved never to return to Corinth. Traveling towards Thebes, he encountered Laius, who provoked a quarrel in which Oedipus killed him. Continuing on his way, Oedipus found Thebes plagued by the Sphinx, who put a riddle to all passers-by and destroyed those who could not answer. Oedipus resolved the riddle, and the Sphinx killed herself. In reward, he received the throne of Thebes and the hand of the widowed queen, his mother Jocasta. They had 4 children: Eteocles, Polynices, Antigone, and Ismene. Later, when the truth became known, Jocasta committed suicide, and Oedipus, according to another version, after blinding himself, went into exile, accompanied by Antigone and Ismene, leaving his brother-in-law Creon as regent. Oedipus died at Colonus near Athens, where he was swallowed into the earth and became a guardian hero of the land. At the outset of the play, Oedipus is the beloved ruler of the city of Thebes, whose citizens have been stricken by a plague. Consulting the Delphic oracle, Oedipus is told that the plague would cease only when the murderer of Queen Jocasta's first husband, King Laius, has been found and punished for his deed. Oedipus resolves to find Phlo's killer. His investigation turns into an obsessive reconstruction of his own hidden past when he discovers that the old man he killed when he first approached Thebes as a youth was none other than Laius. At the end, Jocasta hangs herself in shame, and the guilt-stricken Oedipus blinds himself. Question answers. Brief questions with answers of Oedipus Rex, King Oedipus by Sophocles. Question 1. Whose honor the Athenian festival of tragedy was held? Answer. The Athenian festival of tragedy was held in honor of Dionysius. Question 2. Who were the 3 tragedians of ancient Greece? Answer. Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides were the 3 tragedians of ancient Greece. Question 3. How many plays did Sophocles write? Answer. Sophocles wrote 123 plays during the course of his life. Question 4. How many of Sophocles' plays survived? Answer. Though Sophocles wrote 123 plays, only 7 of them survived in complete form. Question 5. What are the surviving plays of Sophocles? Answer. Ajax, Antigone, Trachinian Woman, Oedipus the King, Electra, Philoctetus, and Oedipus at Colonus are the surviving plays of Sophocles. Question 6. Which plays of Sophocles are known as the Theban plays? Answer. Oedipus the King, Oedipus at Colonus, and Antigone are the plays of Sophocles known as the Theban plays. Question 7. What was the innovative idea of Sophocles in Greek tragedies? Answer. Sophocles was the first who added a third actor in his tragedies. Before this idea, only 2 characters were allowed to speak at a time. He also reduced the importance of chorus in the presentation of the plot. Question 8. Who wrote Oedipus the King? Answer. Sophocles wrote Oedipus the King. Question 9. What type of play is Oedipus the King? Answer. Oedipus the King is a tragedy. Question 10. Who is the tragic hero of Oedipus the King? Answer. Oedipus the King of Thebes is the tragic hero. I repeat it, please. Oedipus, the king of Thebes, is the tragic hero of Oedipus the King. Question 11. Where is the setting of the play Oedipus the King? Thebes is the setting of the play Oedipus the King. Question 12. Where is the subject of the play Oedipus the King taken from? Answer. The subject of the play Oedipus the King is taken from mythological story of Oedipus. Question 13. What is the Greek title for the play Oedipus the King? Answer. Oedipus Tyrannus is the Greek title for the play Oedipus the King. Question 14. What is the Latin title for the play Oedipus the King? Answer. Oedipus Rex is the Latin title for the play Oedipus the King. Question 15. When and where was the play first performed? Answer. The play Oedipus the King was first performed in 1429 BC at Theatre of Dionysus in Athens. Question 16. What is the prologue? Answer. A prologue is the initial section of a play which provides essential background for understanding the action of the play. Question 17. What is parody? Answer. Parody is the first entrance of chorus on the stage. It provides further expositional background through singing. Question 18. How are the episodes of the Greek drama divided? Answer. The episodes of a Greek drama are divided by complete choral words called stasima. Question 19. What is exude? What is exude? Answer. Exude is the final section of play, usually comes after the last stasimon. After the last stasimon. Question 20. What is chorus in Greek plays? Answer. In Greek plays, a chorus is an integral part of a play and consists of a group of people who comment on the event through singing and dancing. Question 21. Who are the chorus in Oedipus the King? Answer. Theban elders are the chorus in Oedipus the King. Question 23. What was the Pythian house of Apollo? Answer. The Pythian house of Apollo was the temple at Delphi, where the oracles of Apollo were given by the Pythian priestess. Question 23. Who is Phoebus? Answer. Phoebus is another name of Apollo. Question 24. Who was the founder of Thebes? Answer. Cadmus was the founder of Thebes. Question 25. Who was the father of Oedipus? Laius was the father of Oedipus. Question 26. What is the meaning of Oedipus? Answer. The meaning of Oedipus is swollen foot. Question 27. Why was Oedipus abandoned by his parents? Answer. At his birth, the Delphic oracle foretold that Oedipus would kill his father and marry his mother. So his parents abandoned him to thwart the curse. Question 28. Where was Oedipus brought up? Answer. Oedipus was brought up in Corinth. Question 29. Who was Jocasta? Answer. Jocasta was the biological mother and then wife of Oedipus. Question 30. Who was Creon? Answer. Creon was Jocasta's brother. Question 31. Who was Tiresias? Answer. Tiresias was the blind prophet whom Oedipus called to find out the killer of Laius. Question 32. Why did the people of Thebes gather before the royal palace? Answer. The people of Thebes gathered before the royal palace to make a supplication to their king, Oedipus, to get rid of the affliction of their city. Question 33. What was the Sphinx? Answer. Sphinx was the mythical monster whose head and breast were like omen, but the body was of a winged lion. Question 34. What was the riddle Sphinx asked Oedipus? Answer. The riddle that Sphinx asked Oedipus was, what is it that walks on 4 legs in the morning, on 2 at noon, and on 3 in the evening? Answer. What was Oedipus's answer to Sphinx riddle? Answer. To Sphinx riddle, Oedipus's answer was that it is man who first crawls on all fours, then walks on 2, and in old age uses a stick as a third leg. Question 36. Whom did Oedipus send to the oracle of Apollo? Answer. Oedipus sent Creon to the oracle of Apollo. Question 37. Why was Creon sent to the oracle of Delphi? Answer. Creon was sent to the oracle of Delphi to seek help from Apollo to get rid of the pestilence and famine that afflicted Theban people. Question 38. What news did Creon bring from the Delphi? Answer. The news Creon brought from the Delphi was that the killer of the late King Laius was in Thebes and he had to be brought under punishment which would break the curse on Thebes. Question 39. The killer of Laius, whoever he was, might think to turn his hand against me. What literary device does Sophocles use in these lines? Answer. In these lines, Sophocles uses dramatic irony. Despite Oedipus's unawareness that he was the killer of Laius, the Greek audience, who were all aware of the myth, knew it. Question 40. Who killed Laius? Answer. Oedipus killed Laius. Question 41. Why wasn't the murder of Laius inquired? Answer. The murder of Laius was not inquired because at that time Thebes was being ravaged by the Sphinx with her riddles. Question 42. What punishment did Oedipus declare on the killer of Laius? Answer. Oedipus declared that the killer was forbidden in his country. He was called accursed and unclean, so was not allowed any help, prayer, or sacrifice. Question 43. Who did Jocasta think killed Laius? Answer. Jocasta thought Laius was killed by robbers. Question 44. Who are the chorus in King Oedipus? Answer. In King Oedipus, the chorus are 12 to 15 elders of Thebes. Question 45. Why was Tiresias called? Answer. Tiresias was called to find out the killer of Laius. Question 46. When, according to Tiresias, did the wise suffer? Answer. According to Tiresias, when wisdom could not bring profit, then the wise suffered. Question 47. Why did Tiresias refuse to speak about the killer of Laius? Answer. Tiresias refused to speak about the killer of Laius because he knew that Oedipus himself was the murderer of Laius. Question 48. You were the cursed polluter of this land. Who said this and to whom? And so the blind prophet Tiresias said this to Oedipus, as Oedipus, although knew unknowingly, killed his father Laius and married his mother Jocasta. Question 49. What did Tiresias know that Oedipus did not? Tiresias knew Oedipus' sinful relationship with his mother, whom he unknowingly accepted as wife. Question 50. Shameless and brainless, slightless, senseless, sot. To whom was it said? Answer. This line, shameless and brainless, sightless, senseless, sot, was said to Tiresias, who was blind. Question 51. Shameless and brainless, sightless and senseless, sot. What irony lies in this line? Answer. Though Oedipus referred this to Tiresias for his physical blindness, the irony is that Oedipus, having good eyes, could not see the incestuous relationship he kept with his mother. To be continued, friends. Keep watching.